All right, so Neil and I are trying to understand what the difference. Well, Neil understood, I didn't. So we're trying to understand what the difference between padding, margins, and width is. So Neil understood it and he'll try to explain it to me. Okay. We're gonna add the
If you put a
margin.
margin, it'll be from the sides.
I'm so confused. So
All right. So now we're putting margin onto it.
The
From
text in the box.
Okay. So we can define the
Putting a
margin
padding
as
around.
the
It's going to move
the
the whole
distance
box.
between the element, the distance between the element side on the left, the element side on the bottom, and the element side on the right.
so padding is
The distance, no, basically it's the distance between the edges of the page. Yeah,
Pretty much.
towards the elements.
so one you go like on
Super close.
So it's
yeah.
not so to the edge of the other elements. Okay, so it's not by the edge of the page. Here, if it was by the edge of the page, it would be like a lot of pixels. But
The border is the green
the
part.
top padding, the pod.
It's just a way to kind of highlight it in a way.
so the padding in a way should be like around 2 pixels.
Yeah, it depends.
Depends on what you want.
Right.
So
All right,
on
so
our side,
it's
check
40
whether they
pixels from here to here is 40
Pad.
pixels now, right?
yeah, change the padding.
It's not from here to here, right? If we just write 4 pixels, we'll just go very close to the top element. It did, right? It didn't?
What happened to
Why
that?
not?
What the hell?
What did you do to it?
I didn't do nothing to it.
Did we even do this correctly?
We did something yesterday.
We didn't do anything yesterday.
Maybe
No, it
something
didn't, no?
didn't save properly, and then when it saved, this happened.
So let's say that this
we probably changed the
it
margin
starts from top.
from right to left.
So let's give it 10.
I don't think so because it's still there.
So this 10 pixels is from the top element to
For this one.
the blue element here.
Let's go check it.
Is it more than 10? I don't think it's more than 10. Let's give it 1 pixel and see if it goes like very next to it.
The title.
It doesn't go because there is this top element has a margin of its own on the bottom.
So margin left is 500 pixels.
Why do you say so?
Hey. Margin
Let's
left,
give it a margin.
left one.
Margin.
I don't think it's to do with that.
Margin 1 pixel, 4 pixel, 4.
Because we always
Oops.
had it
Oh
500.
shit.
Always had it up 500. So
Okay, it doesn't matter. So keep explaining to me what the difference is. And
So it
We'll
centers
see.
it.
so margin is basically the distance between the other elements or the end of the page, the edges of the page, towards the element. Something like this. Okay, so padding is the distance between the text or an element within the element. So the distance between a sub-element to the element. True? So this is the sub-element.
What's
Now,
this?
This is the text, which is
so I think we should go to the video and figure out what happened with our title.
so it's not even an element though.
I think we should keep going.
It's just text.
On the video, it's gonna be like 3 hours video.
Okay, it's a div element,
Shouldn't be so difficult.
but this whole thing is an element.
What is this?
No, but there's no sub element, so my thinking was wrong. So it's just
Where's the HTML code?
Element here.
okay.
So the padding for the div is 25 pixels. It's like a blue border kind of.
Okay, so whatever you write within the element, it gives that space from the whole
What
element.
is all this?
So basically,
25 pixels around,
It's
yeah.
just the
so
space.
basically, padding is the distance between
Wait, we did something.
the edges of the
Oh, you know
of
what
the
happens? Probably
element
that.
towards the text of the element
It's probably
or pictures, depending on what
the
you put in.
BRBR ones. That's the only thing we did in the end.
True.
Let me check. Just delete this.
The whole thing is 25 pixels. It doesn't relate to the text. It just goes 25 pixels around.
Okay.
At least the scroll's left. So
That's
we know the
so.
scroll.
What about width? What's the difference with width now?
Stopped.
No, my
That's
laptop.
how wide the element is.
Okay,
So
this is big
let's play with it and see how
This
it
isn't.
changes.
enough. It is a big fixed, but
Right now it's 300.
So put it like 500.
Go to the CSS code.
Can we not achieve the same thing with margin though?
So it's this one.
No, we
Margin
cannot.
doesn't affect the width.
No.
Margin will
Should we
push
play
it
with
to the
margin?
right, but
Left
it's
and
not
right.
going to make it wider. It's still going to be the same width.
Try it, but it didn't do
Okay,
anything.
so margin pushes it around the site, but
Positions
positions
it.
it where you want it to be. But padding,
Padding is just like an effect.
But wait, go
padding
back.
is also position it where you want it to be within
It
the
should be
element.
70
So
pixels.
margin and padding are very similar.
500
Width
pixels from
it
left to right
defines
is
the
here,
size
right to
of
left is here.
the
It
element.
should be 70. We want it to go to
Okay.
there.
And height the same.
It should be 70 pixels.
Height width.
Go back to the code.
There is such thing, right? I'm not making this up. Okay.
This one has
So
margin right
all
70.
right. Okay. I think I understood. Cool. Thanks, mate.
The way
On the right.
If we want it to stretch, we should change it to 70.
pixel, even though it is defined as 300 pixel in the
This
CSS.
is just too much.
Why is
On the
that?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
we
is
should
Just
put it.
200.
we should figure it out.
Fine.
All right. So the width of this div is 350
500 was correctly
pixels,
here.
even though it is defined as 300 pixels in
We want it to go
CSS.
there though.
Isn't it the HTML file overrides the CSS?
Do you want this to stretch to there?
You want this to go lower?
It's not to do with this. Let's
This
go.
one here is 300.
No.
But it
Do
has
you
no
want to
padding,
move
so
it?
if we take this padding out,
Where do you want to move it?
it's also 300.
I don't
Do
mind.
that again.
Do you
I,
wanna
cou-
move
I,
it?
di- I wa- I wasn't looking.
Okay then.
This one on the top is
No.
300.
So you want to do some padding here?
No.
But it doesn't have padding. This one has 25 pixels
Let's do it.
Because it looks very high.
padding.
Let's give it.
So it changed its size.
So this is
So
the
it's
div
very
element. So we'll go.
350.
We already gave the
This
like
is
now
It's this one.
of text on the right to the div element. So we can just come here and give it padding.
It should go back to the
Padding.
Let's do it again. Close the opening again.
Like
25.
that's too much, mate. Like 4.
padding.
You won't notice.
We will notice.
Okay. Okay.
Padding affects the width.
You want more?
So it says it changes the size of it as well.
Try it.
because-
Play with it.
No, of course it does. But
Let's give it 100.
So basically, it's 350.
300
It's
spots.
25 on either side.
No. So basically, it enlarges
Right.
the element.
Right.
Maybe could do 350.
You see the outside is actually
No, it makes
flexing
sense.
everything to the left. It's just right.
That's why I was wondering whether you could actually make the. That's why I got confused. What the difference between the width and the padding is, because I can if I wanted this element to
20
be,
pixels.
let's say, another 10 pixels wide on the right, I could just increase the padding on the
Looks
and
alright.
here.
It's too much.
So I can do this if I want the text to be looking like this now, but I shouldn't be doing this if I want the text to go through the whole thing, right?
Well, because it's also
Inside it's
going
meant to be
top.
beautiful, mate.
No.
Okay.
What's gonna affect the top of the bottom?
Keep adding some padding.
It's good.
No. Okay.
If you
Okay, so
have no
we
width,
understand this now. So we're gonna move on to
just padding.
and we go here. It says using individual padding properties. Each div element has a top padding of 50 pixels, a right
Okay.
padding of 30 pixels, a bottom padding of 80 pixels, and a left padding of 80 pixels. You get this, right?
So whenever you
Pretty
wanna
straightforward.
you wanna put you want to use width more or padding more if you want to want something to appear a bit bigger. Is it better to use width?
80 pixels.
So it still goes clockwise, like exactly like padding.
You can put it either way. It
I think it's
just
better. It's better if you use width, no?
depends what you write.
Because if you don't use width, then
Want it to be like
might have some.
you can just do that.
Might become more complicated then.
Padding also affects the top.
Ah, you want to put it close to the bottom?
Put it close to the right.
So
Or the
let's try to give this a width of 180 pixels and a padding of, let's say, let's do this the other way around and see what happens.
So we just copy paste this. Or we'll learn later how to do them vertically, right?
How do you mean?
You know, just
Okay.
margin. There is a way to put these one after the other. There.
The shorthand.
All right.
So it's probably going to be next.
206.
Okay, here it is. So we can just
The width.
copy paste.
206 pixels.
Okay.
So
Why
it's
do we
top,
care?
right, bottom, left.
Why do we care if it's 206 pixels?
You want to know how wide it is.
Okay.
Delete the 15px.
Why is it 260 though?
206.
Ah,
180
So
plus 18 plus 18.
right on it to give space. Bottom 15.
Left.
Ah, you
10.
mean you added the pixels of the
Five.
side?
So give everything
206.
No.
216.
Okay. All right. So I understood the difference. Next time we're gonna do height and width. Well, we just did it. All right. We'll see what's up next time.